Welcome back. This is week 2 of my pantry challenge. This week I went to Walmart, and let's go ahead and jump right into what I got and how it went. A loaf of bread. This cost $1.42. I will put all the amounts up on the screen in case I'm off on anything. I'll check my receipt at the end, but I believe this was $1.42. We have about a third, a little under half of a loaf of bread left. I could try my hand at making homemade bread, but I don't know that I'm quite there yet, so bought a loaf of bread. Item number 2 is a dozen eggs. These were the cheapest eggs I could find. I don't buy fancy eggs, cage-free or anything like that. I just get eggs. These were like $4.50 something cents. Absolutely outrageous. Eggs used to be $1, $2. You know, that's too much for me, honestly. I'm probably gonna have to cut back on having eggs for breakfast and things like that. Use eggs in recipes, but don't just eat plain old eggs as much or as frequently, because that is expensive for me in my current budget. Yogurt, if you can't tell, weirdy. Dug into the yogurt a little bit. One of my kids, the one that can't eat dairy, truly loves yogurt. And this was somewhere between $2 and $3. Not bad. It's obviously a bulk 32-ounce container, or it says 2 pounds, whatever makes more sense to you. They love yogurt. We were out of yogurt, so this was replenishing something that we typically keep in our house. Next, I got a package of like tri-colored coleslaw. Now, could I have bought like cabbage and all the ingredients and made it myself? Yes, but that would have been too much. I don't need that much. What I'm going to use this for later in the week is pulled pork sandwiches. I will do sandwiches for one of the dinners, and then what I will do is actually do like a pulled pork taco and do that as one of my lunch options during the week. So that will get multiple uses. I mix it with some mayo and some like lime juice, and I enjoy it. Now for the week on meat, of course, we still have meat in the freezer that I will be having to get out, like chicken, things like that. But I went ahead and got a pork loin or pork loin fillet, whatever you want to call it. This is $6.50 and price per pound was $3.78 per pound. Okay, so it's a little under 2 pounds of meat, and this will be a dinner. It'll be leftovers, probably lunch for my husband to take to work, or just leftovers for the next day. Next is a 5-pound bag of yellow potatoes. Now, I still have some regular old russet potatoes, so I'm out of yellow. I wanted to replenish the yellow, and I really enjoy yellow potatoes. I don't have them on the schedule this week for anything in particular, but I will cut them up if I need them to be a side. And then also I may use them next week to make potato soup. And the price on this, I believe, was $4.28, I want to say. And the last item is bananas. These were just under $1, and there's 4 here, but my kid did get into them, and 1 banana's already gone. So 5 bananas for under $1. You just can't beat that when it comes to buying fresh produce. Let me put an image up on the screen right now of what I actually did earlier, banana and peanut butter. I just cut the banana up, put little dabs of peanut butter on it. You could add cinnamon if you wanted. You could add a little bit of honey. You could add a chocolate chip on each one, whatever you want to do, but that's one way that we use bananas in our house. Okay, so this is what I got, and I would like to note, as far as the quantity of items, it was 7 items. Obviously there's multiple bananas, multiple of things. 7 items. That's what I got last week. I got 7 items. So ironically enough, that works out to be about the right amount, depending, of course, on how much things cost. This total at Walmart today was $22.37. Okay, so week number 1 was December 29th through January 4th. I had $25 to start the week. Spent money at the grocery store, spent money again at the grocery store, and the end amount I had was 75 cents. Okay, so then going to January, week 2, which is January 5th through 11th, started the week off with technically $25.75. I spent $22.37. So at this point, I have $3.38 moving forward. Now, will I go to my discount store and get more produce on Friday? I have not decided yet. If I do, it will probably be, again, spending about $3 on fresh produce. So we'll see. I did make it through all my produce from last week. It actually, I believe, all got eaten fresh, except for a few raspberries were getting really close to going bad. So I threw those in a baggie in my freezer. It's got other fruit in it. I save it for smoothies. So that's one way that I am thrifty on that. Now, real quick, let me tell you some of the meals that I made this week. So starting off with Sunday, we had tacos for lunch, and then we had a sausage pasta for dinner. On Monday, we had some sausage links. These came out of the freezer, and we put them with mac and cheese. Last night for dinner, we had hamburgers and french fries. The french fries came out of the freezer. The hamburgers came out of the freezer as well. Now, we were getting a little low on bread, so we could have used bread as buns. I don't have hamburger buns on hand. I did something new. I decided to make homemade hamburger buns. Okay, so that's what these are. I had some, not sesame seeds, but like the everything but the bagel seasoning. So I put that on. They turned out okay. They definitely weren't the best, but you got to try things to learn things. Okay, tonight I plan on making homemade pizza. I already know I will make the dough myself. Always do that. Now the sauce, I like sometimes making a white sauce. But tonight I am going to do a red sauce just out of a jar. And the reason for this is I'm running out of cream, like heavy whipping cream to make my sauces. And I don't want to use that for pizza night. I want to save it for another night when I need a sauce. So it's going to be a red sauce pizza, not a white sauce. Then from there, I have mozzarella cheese. I still have some of that in my fridge. I have tomatoes and spinach in my freezer, as well as more of that like clumpy mozzarella cheese. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain. Not shredded, but like clumpy. And that goes on top, and that is how I make my pizza. My husband happens to be out of town tomorrow, so I'm doing my pizza, and I'm actually gonna make an extra, throw it in the freezer. I've tried this once before where I make my own freezer pizza. It turned out okay the first time. I wanna experiment with it again. So I'm gonna do that with the extra because I'll have too much dough for just myself. Tomorrow, we are gonna do a basic dinner of nuggies and fries, as we call it. So chicken nuggets out of the freezer and french fries. Reason for this, again, my husband's out of town and I will probably just eat the leftover pizza and let my kids have nuggets and fries. In case I haven't said it before, this is not a nutrition channel. I am not a dietitian. I'm not an expert. I'm just showing you what I'm feeding my family. So don't give me too much grief. Friday, my husband comes home and I plan to do pulled pork sandwiches, and I'm debating trying to make hamburger buns again. I have 2 left in the fridge. I might save them for that night, or we might just use the bread as a bun for those pulled pork sandwiches. I will put a side with that. It might be mac and cheese. It might be potatoes. Haven't decided yet. I think Saturday we might do the tenderloin. Not 100% sure on that, but that's what I'm leaning towards right now. The $25 budget is tough. I definitely know moving forward it's not realistic. I'm doing a clean out, so it works. But once I'm out of food, I minimum am getting $50 a week, minimum. Seeing how I'm doing on 25 makes me feel like, oh, 50 would be easy. I don't know that it would be, but I think I'd like to do that. We'll see. Probably February, I will go to a $50 budget. Maybe I'll try the 25. We will see. I'm definitely running out of certain things, like snackies in the pantry. The chips are getting depleted. And one of the things I make myself for lunch often is like a rice bowl. I'll throw meat in it and rice, and I like to scoop it with chips. I'm running out of my chips. So I might just have to go to a good old fork and spoon system. Bummed on that I'm running out of chips. Also just like kind of junk snackies for my kids, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because sometimes, you're making dinner and you just need to fill their plate with a few extra items. So just things like Fig Newtons. One of my children loves those. And things like that help fill their plate when they don't really like the adult dinner that I cooked. So I'm running out of Fig Newtons. We have no cookies in there. Running out of crackers. Not entirely, but the crackers we have left we're not really fans of. Running out of our snackies, which again, good and bad. And yeah, it's definitely a struggle. $25 is hard. I have a little anxiety when I'm at the store, and I'm definitely bouncing around through the store, going through my essentials one by one on what I most need. And then I sort of have optional items if I can afford them. It's tight and it's tough. It definitely gives me respect and thought towards people who truly, truly have a certain number and they cannot go over that number on the choices you have to make. Okay, I decided this week at the sort of last item I picked, because I didn't exactly know what my total was. I was running the calculator, but with tax and stuff, I didn't want to go over. One of my goals is not to mess up and go over. So at the end, I was like, do I get a loaf of bread or another carton of heavy whipping cream? And I decided to go with the bread. We have 1 thing of whipping cream left. I didn't get a lot of produce this week. Right now, I have bananas. That's it. We have an apple from last week still. And then, there's applesauce. There are a couple cans of fruit still up here. But, it's a struggle. It's been challenging. And yeah, overall, it's been very interesting, very eye-opening. And I'm looking forward to finishing this, going all the way through January. We will see again about February. But how are you doing? Leave a comment. Let me know. Are you following certain rules? What are your rules? Are you staying on a certain budget? Have you cheated? I have not cheated. I did, however, ring up a second order at Walmart. Let me show you that. So as I said before, paper goods don't count, things like that. So my kids are struggling with dry skin. I got a lotion. I got a lotion for them, a lotion for me. I got a travel size wipes for my purse. And I got 3 packs of wipes, 100. So I'm stocked up on wipes for a little bit. I do still have a child in diapers. So it's an essential for us. But those items that are not food, the wipes, lotion, that was $18.35. I rang it up completely separate on a different receipt. It's not part of my food budget, but I did want to show you that is something I bought this week. Like I said, I can still shop for my family. I'm just doing the food challenge. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you're taking away something from it. Again, comment, let us know what you're doing and how it's going for you. Okay, I'm so curious. And subscribe to my channel so you can see week 3 of this $25 pantry challenge. I'll see you in the next one. See what I have, see what I can get creative with, and try to just keep enhancing my meals. Use what we have in the freezer, pantry, fridge, and